Did you know that something as small as a blueberry could turn into a hidden danger after 60? I know it sounds surprising, even a little shocking, because for years we've been told blueberries are one of nature's perfect superfoods. They're packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and fiber, and doctors everywhere call them a powerful shield against aging. But here's the truth very few people talk about. When eaten the wrong way, these little berries can actually create problems for your digestion, your blood sugar, and even your medications. And the scariest part is, most seniors don't even realize they're making these mistakes until it's too late. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, you grab a handful of blueberries, maybe you sprinkle them on your cereal or blend them into a smoothie, believing you're making a healthy choice. But what if I told you that depending on how you prepare them, when you eat them, and what you eat them with, you might be putting unnecessary stress on your body instead of protecting it? That's right. The same fruit that could boost your brain, protect your heart, and support your joints can also backfire if you don't know the science behind it. Today, we're going to uncover 6 deadly mistakes seniors make with blueberries, mistakes that can silently work against your health and energy. But don't worry, I'll also show you how to enjoy them safely so you get all of their amazing benefits without the hidden risks. And trust me, mistake number 5 is going to shock you the most. Before we begin, let me ask you something. Do you eat blueberries every week? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to know. Mistake number 1, eating too many at once. Mistake number 1 may sound surprising, but it's one of the most common problems I see when it comes to blueberries. And here's the truth. More doesn't always mean better. Many seniors think, well, blueberries are called a superfood, so the more I eat, the healthier I'll be. But that's not always the case. Blueberries are indeed loaded with antioxidants, vitamins, and fiber, yet eating too many at once can actually backfire on your body, especially after 60. Here's why. As we age, our digestive systems slow down. The muscles that move food through the intestines aren't as strong, and the production of digestive enzymes decreases. This means high amounts of fiber can become overwhelming. According to the National Institutes of Health, seniors who consume too much insoluble fiber at once often experience bloating, cramping, diarrhea, or even painful constipation if they aren't balancing it with enough fluids. Blueberries, while healthy, are still rich in fiber, about 4 grams per cup. And when you eat 2 or 3 cups in one sitting, that's a recipe for discomfort rather than health. Now let me share something important. A study published in Advances in Nutrition confirmed that while blueberries can reduce inflammation and support brain health, the benefits plateau when intake goes beyond 1 cup a day. In fact, researchers noticed no added advantage in memory or heart health when seniors ate more than the recommended serving. So the idea that if 1 handful is good, 2 or 3 must be better, just doesn't hold true. Think of it this way. Blueberries are powerful like medicine, and even medicine loses its benefits when the dose is too high. The right serving size for most older adults is between half a cup to 1 full cup daily. That's enough to supply antioxidants like anthocyanins, which protect your brain cells, while avoiding the digestive overload that too much fiber can bring. Let me give you a practical example. One of my neighbors, Jim, who's 72, started eating a large bowl of blueberries every morning because he read they improve memory. Within a week, he began experiencing bloating and discomfort, and he thought something was wrong with his stomach. But the truth was simple. He was overdoing it. When he cut back to about 3/4 of a cup and paired it with Greek yogurt, the digestive problems disappeared. And he still enjoyed all the health benefits. This leads me to a useful tip for you. Instead of eating a pile of plain blueberries in one sitting, try mixing them with foods that slow down sugar absorption and aid digestion. For example, stirring them into plain Greek yogurt or sprinkling them over a bowl of warm oatmeal not only makes them more satisfying but also balances the fiber and sugar. The protein in yogurt or the soluble fiber in oats helps your body process blueberries more gently, preventing the sugar spikes that can stress your pancreas and avoiding stomach upset. Now I want to pause and ask you, how do you usually eat blueberries? Do you toss them into smoothies, add them to salads, or just eat them by the handful? Share your favorite way in the comments, because your experience might inspire someone else who's struggling with digestion or looking for a new, healthier way to enjoy them. And here's something to reflect on. Blueberries are one of nature's gifts, but like all gifts, they need balance. Eating them wisely means you get sharper memory, stronger immunity, and better heart protection, without the side effects of overindulgence. So the next time you're at the store, remember, it's not about filling your cart with as many blueberries as possible. It's about portion, patience, and pairing them with the right foods. Remember, your health is built step by step, choice by choice. Blueberries can absolutely be part of your journey, but only when eaten in the right way. So don't fall into the trap of the more the better. Sometimes, less really is more, especially when it comes to keeping your body comfortable, energized, and healthy well into your golden years. Mistake number 2. Ignoring pesticide residue. What if I told you that the blueberries sitting in your fridge right now, the same ones you believe are protecting your heart, your brain, and your memory, might also be silently poisoning you? It sounds shocking, I know, but it's true. Blueberries, when grown conventionally, often rank near the top of the Environmental Working Group's list of fruits contaminated with pesticides. And here's the part most seniors never hear about. As we age, our body's natural detox system slows down. That means toxins stay longer, build up faster, and do more damage than they would in a younger body. The very food you thought was your ally could be working against you. Now, let's pause here. Why should you care about pesticides on something as tiny as a blueberry? The answer lies in the science. Studies published in journals like Environmental Health Perspectives have found strong links between long-term pesticide exposure and a higher risk of Parkinson's disease. Other research points to memory decline and even cognitive impairment among older adults who regularly consume produce high in pesticide residue. When you consider how delicate brain health becomes after 60, every small exposure matters. One serving here, another serving there, and over time, it adds up to something much bigger. And think about this. How many of us simply rinse our blueberries quickly under the tap, maybe for a second or two, and then pop them into our mouth? Be honest, do you do that? I know I used to. But a quick rinse won't remove most pesticides. Many of these chemicals are designed to stick to the fruit's surface through rain, shipping, and storage. That's why researchers have shown that conventional washing methods often leave behind residues that are still detectable under lab tests. The invisible toxins remain, even though the fruit looks perfectly clean. So what's the solution? The good news is, you don't have to give up blueberries. You just need to be smarter about how you choose and prepare them. First, when possible, buy organic. The USDA organic label means those berries were grown without synthetic pesticides or herbicides. Yes, they may cost a little more, but think of it as an investment in your health and longevity. If organic isn't always available, you can reduce exposure by soaking blueberries in a mixture of water and baking soda for about 10 to 15 minutes. Studies from the University of Massachusetts Amherst found this method removed significantly more pesticides compared to just rinsing. A small, simple step like this can dramatically lower the risk while still letting you enjoy the fruit you love. Here's what I want you to think about. Is saving $1 on conventional blueberries really worth the hidden cost of toxins that could harm your brain, your memory, or even your independence as you age? Seniors deserve better than that. You've worked hard your whole life. Your food should work for you, not against you. Now let me ask you, do you usually buy organic blueberries, or do you grab whichever box looks fresh at the store? Drop your answer in the comments, because I truly want to know how you make that choice, and maybe, just maybe, your answer will inspire someone else watching this to make a healthier decision next time they shop. Mistake number 3. Relying on blueberry juices or processed snacks. That blueberry muffin? It's not what you think. Many of the so-called blueberry products in grocery stores contain little to no real fruit. Instead, they're packed with sugar, artificial coloring, and flavoring that only mimics blueberries. The problem is that these foods are marketed as healthy. You see the picture of berries on the box, you read the word blueberry on the label, and you trust it. But inside, It's often just empty calories that can harm your health after 60. Now let's talk about blueberry juice. Even when it's made from real berries, the process strips away the fiber. Fiber is what slows down sugar absorption, keeps your digestion steady, and helps control cholesterol. Without it, blueberry juice can spike your blood sugar almost as quickly as soda. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, fruit juices, even the natural ones, cause glucose levels to rise sharply, sometimes no different than a can of cola. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. High blood sugar can lead to fatigue, memory issues, and over time, it increases the risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Think about it this way. A handful of fresh blueberries eaten whole provides natural fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins in balance. But when you take the juice, you're basically drinking the sugar without the protection nature built into the fruit. And when companies turn blueberries into candies, breakfast bars, or muffins, they add even more refined sugar and processed flour on top. It's no longer a superfood. It's a trap. Let me ask you this. Have you ever bought a blueberry snack, thinking it was healthy, only to realize later it had more sugar than a donut? You're not alone. Millions of seniors across America have fallen into this trap because the marketing is so convincing. And I'll be honest, I used to grab blueberry muffins myself thinking they were a smart choice. But once I started looking at the labels, I realized I was eating dessert for breakfast and calling it health food. So here's the safer choice. Stick with whole, fresh blueberries or even frozen ones without added sugar. They'll keep your blood sugar steady, support your memory, and protect your heart. Another great tip is to pair blueberries with protein or healthy fats. For example, add them to Greek yogurt, sprinkle them on oatmeal with walnuts, or blend them into a smoothie with almond butter. This combination slows down sugar absorption even more, keeping your energy stable throughout the day. Remember this simple rule. The closer a food is to its natural state, the safer and healthier it is. The further it gets from the berry that grew on the bush, the more likely it is to harm rather than help. So now I want to hear from you. Do you usually eat your blueberries fresh, frozen, or in juice form? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious how many of you have been misled by those packaged snacks. Because here's the truth. Blueberries themselves aren't the enemy. The real danger lies in how food companies change them. And once you know the difference, you hold the power to protect your health. Mistake number 4. Eating blueberries on an empty stomach. This may surprise you, but eating blueberries on an empty stomach can quietly upset your health. Blueberries are acidic by nature, and while that tangy flavor feels refreshing, it can be a challenge for seniors with sensitive digestion. Many older adults already deal with issues like acid reflux, bloating, or slow digestion. Starting the day with plain blueberries before your body has any protective buffer of protein or healthy fat can trigger discomfort. Have you ever noticed a burning sensation in your chest or stomach after eating fruit first thing in the morning? If so, blueberries might be part of the reason. Research has shown that fruits with natural acidity, like blueberries, may increase gastric acid levels when consumed alone. A study published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology highlighted that older adults are more prone to acid reflux because the muscle that separates the stomach from the esophagus weakens with age. That means what might have been harmless when you were 40 could now lead to discomfort at 65 or 70. And here's the part most people overlook. When acid levels rise suddenly, it can also create blood sugar spikes, leaving you energized for a short while, but drained an hour later. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up blueberries. You just need to eat them the right way. Pairing blueberries with protein or healthy fat slows down digestion and balances the impact on your stomach. For example, a handful of blueberries with Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even a few almonds can make a world of difference. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that combining fruit with protein helps moderate blood sugar and provides sustained energy, rather than a sudden crash. Think of it like giving your body a steady stream of fuel instead of lighting a match that burns out too quickly. And this isn't just about preventing reflux or sugar spikes. It's about long-term protection. When you stabilize your digestion and blood sugar, you also reduce your risk of inflammation, heart strain, and even cognitive decline. Remember, what seems like a small daily choice, eating blueberries alone or with a protein, can add up to major differences in how you feel and function as you age. Now let me ask you, how do you usually eat your blueberries? Do you grab them quickly in the morning on an empty stomach, or do you enjoy them with oatmeal, yogurt, or nuts? I'd love to hear your habits in the comments below. And here's something else to think about. If a simple adjustment like this could help you avoid stomach pain and keep your energy steady all day, wouldn't it be worth trying? So the next time you reach for that bowl of blueberries, remember this: they're still a superfood, but only when eaten smart. Don't let a small mistake rob you of their incredible benefits. Mistake number 5. Forgetting medication interactions. Did you know that something as simple as a bowl of blueberries could actually interfere with your daily medication? I know that sounds surprising, maybe even a little unsettling, but it's true. Blueberries are often praised as a superfood, packed with antioxidants, fiber, and heart-healthy nutrients. And they truly are wonderful for most people. But here's the catch. If you're taking certain medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin, eating too many blueberries, or eating them inconsistently, can create a dangerous imbalance inside your body. Let's break this down in a way that makes sense. Blueberries are rich in vitamin K. This vitamin has an important role. It helps your blood clot when you have a cut or injury. For a healthy person, that's a good thing. But if you're on blood-thinning medication, your doctor carefully adjusts the dosage to keep your blood just thin enough to prevent clots, but not so thin that you risk bleeding. When you suddenly eat large amounts of vitamin K-rich foods like blueberries, it can weaken the medication's effect. That means your blood may clot more easily, and that increases the risk of strokes, heart attacks, or other clot-related problems. Research published in journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has confirmed this interaction. In fact, even small fluctuations in vitamin K intake can throw off the balance for someone on warfarin. Now I want to be clear, this doesn't mean you should stop eating blueberries. They're still one of the healthiest fruits you can enjoy. The real mistake is inconsistency. Eating none for weeks, then suddenly having 2 cups in one sitting, is what throws your body out of balance. What works best is keeping your intakes steady, about the same amount each week, so your doctor can adjust your medication accordingly. Here's a question for you. Have you ever noticed changes in how you feel after eating certain foods with your medication? Maybe feeling dizzy, unusually tired, or having more bruising? If so, that's worth bringing up at your next checkup. Because sometimes, it's not the medicine alone, it's the food interacting with it. So, what's the action step here? If you're on blood thinners, don't cut blueberries out of your life, but be mindful. Keep your portion sizes consistent, and always let your healthcare provider know about your eating habits. They can guide you on safe amounts that still let you enjoy the benefits without the risks. At the end of the day, your goal isn't to fear blueberries. It's to understand how they fit into your unique health journey. That's the power of knowledge. And now I want to hear from you. How often do you eat blueberries? And did you ever think they might interact with your medication? Drop your answer in the comments, because your story might help someone else realize something important about their own health. Mistake number 6, freezing them the wrong way. Most people think freezing blueberries makes them healthier and easier to use. But here's the shocking truth. If you freeze and thaw them the wrong way, you could be destroying the very compounds that make them powerful. I'm talking about anthocyanins, the natural pigments that give blueberries their deep blue color, and more importantly, their ability to protect your memory, fight inflammation, and keep your heart young. Studies from the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry show that improper freezing methods can reduce anthocyanin levels by up to 40%. That's almost half of their protective power gone, simply because of storage mistakes. So let's talk about how this happens and, most importantly, how you can avoid it. The first mistake seniors make is piling blueberries into one big container and tossing them into the freezer. What happens next? They clump together, the skins crack, ice crystals form, And when you finally defrost them, you're left with mushy berries and watered-down nutrition. Worse, many people rush the thawing process by using hot water or a microwave. And here's the danger. Sudden temperature shifts actually break down delicate antioxidants, leaving you with fruit that looks the same but has lost much of its healing strength. Imagine eating blueberries every morning, thinking you're protecting your brain, only to discover the freezing method erased the benefit. That's heartbreaking, isn't it? But here's the good news. The solution is simple, and it works. If you want to keep blueberries at their best, spread them out flat in a single layer on a baking sheet before freezing. This prevents clumping and preserves their skin integrity. Once frozen, you can transfer them into airtight freezer bags. When it's time to enjoy them, skip the microwave. Instead, let them thaw slowly in the refrigerator overnight. This gentle thawing keeps anthocyanins intact, maintains vitamin C, and preserves the natural sweetness that makes blueberries such a joy to eat. Now, you may be wondering, why does this matter so much after 60? The answer lies in your brain and your blood vessels. Research from Harvard University found that seniors who ate anthocyanin-rich berries at least twice a week had slower cognitive decline, sharper memory, and better overall brain health. Another study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition linked anthocyanins to a 26% lower risk of heart attack in women over 60. That's not small. That's life-changing. But remember, those benefits only apply if the anthocyanins are still there. If your freezing method wipes them out, you're missing the protective shield nature intended for you. Think about this. We often talk about protecting our retirement savings, but what about protecting the nutrients in our food? If blueberries are one of the most powerful investments for your health, why let sloppy freezing cut your returns in half? Every little decision, how you wash, how you freeze, how you thaw, adds up over time. And that's the hidden wisdom of healthy aging. It's not just about eating good foods, it's about treating those foods in a way that allows your body to fully use their gifts. So let me ask you, how do you usually freeze your blueberries? Do you toss them straight into a plastic container, or do you carefully spread them out like I just described? Be honest, because your answer could reveal whether you're protecting your memory or quietly losing that protection every single week. And if you've never thought about this before, don't feel bad. Most people haven't. That's why I'm sharing it with you today, so you can make a small adjustment that brings big rewards for your brain, your heart, and your long-term vitality. Here's the takeaway. Blueberries are still one of the most powerful superfoods on Earth, but their power depends on how you handle them. Freeze flat, thaw slow, and you'll preserve the anthocyanins that help you stay sharp, energized, and independent. And isn't that the real goal? Not just living longer, but living better, with your memory strong and your energy steady. Now I'd love to hear from you. Do you freeze blueberries at home? And if so, will you change your method after learning this today? Share your answer in the comments, because your story might inspire someone else to do the same. And that's how we build a healthier community together. So my friends, we've uncovered the truth about blueberries. Not just their benefits, but also the 6 deadly mistakes that can quietly harm your health after 60. The lesson here is powerful. Food itself is not the enemy. It's how we prepare it, how often we eat it, and how we combine it with our daily habits that makes the difference between harm and healing. Blueberries, when eaten the right way, can sharpen your memory, strengthen your heart, and give you steady energy. But when eaten carelessly, they can do the opposite, slowly working against you without you even realizing it. That's why awareness is everything. I encourage you as a trusted health advisor to take what you've learned today and apply it in your own kitchen. Ask yourself, am I guilty of one of these mistakes? And if so, which one will I correct first? Before you leave, I want to guide you to even more life-changing health tips. In the description below, you'll find links to other videos that reveal hidden truths about everyday foods, simple habits to protect your joints, and natural ways to boost your energy after 60. These resources are designed to keep you strong, sharp, and independent for as many years as possible. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these blueberry mistakes shocked you the most? And more importantly, what other health questions are on your mind? Do you want me to go deeper into heart health, memory, digestion, or energy after 60? Your voice shapes this channel, and your comments guide the next videos we create together. So don't stay silent. Join the conversation below, subscribe if you haven't yet, and remember, every small choice you make today can protect your tomorrow.